No,
But anyway,
you did a very good season there. And then we reached Formula One because you were invited to substitute Patrese, if I'm not
yes,
mistaken,
yes, Patrese.
in Adelaide in
Yes,
1987. And boy, you had a chance to drive this four-bar turbo car, the last monster, the last race of those monster cars, and I believe it was a very hard race for you. Adelaide was a very demanding circuit, and you were with that big monster to drive. Uh, can you remember for us the how the opportunity arose, and how was it to drive that quite
yeah,
strong car in
yeah,
that circuit?
yeah. It was a disaster, a catastrophe as a race because it was the first time that I was driving a Formula One in a competition, in a race, and my Formula 3000 car was something like 400 horsepower, something like this, 420 maybe, and that one was 950. And the first 5 laps on the first free practice, it was something, I stopped on the pit and I said, I cannot drive this car. I cannot. Simply, I cannot. So because we did not have a lot of time, I was using Riccardo Patrese's seat. I was not arriving very well at the pedals. Yeah, this one exactly. And on Friday, I said I cannot drive. I really cannot drive. So then Bernie Eccleston, he was the owner of the team. He came to me in a pit. I was in a car, middle of the first session, and he told me, Stefano, what is the problem? I said, I don't know. I cannot drive. I cannot drive. I mean, I don't have the car in my hand. It has a hell of a lot of power, and I said, I don't know where I am. He said, okay, don't worry. I will handle. I said, okay. I said, you will handle. So he said to the engineer, take off half of the bar of the turbo. So put the bar at 2.5. I went out and I got immediately 5 seconds better in one lap. 5 seconds. And then from
Whoa.
from there on, every lap I was an improver, just because I could drive the car. So by reducing to 2.5, I was the car had less power and I could drive it. So because it was something like 950 horsepower, it was something like, when I was pressing the throttle and the car was all over the place. I was not used in such a condition. So that was the thing that made me improving a lot, get used, and then in the night we made a new seat. I was Saturday I was much more comfortable. I could feel more the car, everything, and I did quite well because I was 15 on the grid in qualifying, in the warm up it was even better because I think I'm not remember exactly if I was third or fifth in the warm up, and that and there again the reason why I was much better in the warm up, it was because normally the warm up at that time they used to put a lot of fuel in the car to simulate the starting of the race, no? And with a lot of fuel, the car was much more stable. And again, the power, the ratio between the weight of the car and the power, it was reduced again. So I could drive the car. Finally, I was comfortable to drive the car at 2.5 bar. So it means, I don't know, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 horsepower, 100 maybe horsepower less, maybe even more. So that was the thing that allowed me to start the race confident, overtook people, It was really nice. So till 25 laps from the start, I was quite fine, and then my legs, and it was dead. I was dead. I was really very tired. And the reason why it happened like this is because BMW at that time was producing the engine for them. They they mandatory requested to put an extra spring of a returning spring on the turbo flyer, because they were worried about one spring. It was not enough to get close to close the turbo. So for safety reason, they wanted to put an extra, and you cannot imagine how hard, how heavy it was, this throttle pedal. Andrea De Cesaris, that he was racing with the same car, he spun 2 3 times. He had cramp on the legs. When he stopped, he was completely dead, and he was used to drive with that car. So I was not used to drive, and yeah, I had to stop. But it was an incredible experience, incredible. And I was very lucky to finally drive one of those cars, because it was an impressive